Pretty derivative, Jill.
There she is. There she is.
You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone. Hello and welcome to Indefinite Lunch and Infinite Combinations. This is number 163. We're taking a look at all of the Twilight Zone. And today we're on season 2, and we're taking a look at the Rip Van Winkle Caper and the Silence. And I already know what I've forgotten. So they both involve glass. And so I guess that's their commonality, right? Well, we'll talk about that in just a minute, but I need to get into the chat and put in the poll. I always forget the poll. I don't know how I always do that.
Oh, we can't forget the poll. And
poll's fun.
Sigvalson has not been here but 10 seconds and says Jill and the Heretic are the hosts for today's show. So he's referring to me because I do not follow the squid.
And I don't really worry too much about Harvey. He only tries to escape on Fridays, so on Tuesdays,
Yeah,
I'm
only
pretty
on
safe.
Fridays. But all those kids running around the world,
Yeah,
could
they
be a
haven't
problem.
seemed to cause too much trouble, though. I wonder why.
But they're young. They're looking for their papa.
Right. The only trouble they want to cause is having to do with Harvey.
Yep, but they're going to take Harvey away one of these days in squid cuffs. He'll never get to that button. He'll be making license plates in Sing Sing.
Okay, so also Gavin Blackburn is here. Hello to Gavin. And hi to Kimberly Ann Hart, the Pink Ranger. And hello to James Caserta. James Caserta also flunked out of clown college. They said that he didn't have what it takes. I'll show them. Yeah, I'm sure you will. All you have to do is be able to make balloon animals, right? James Caserta says my nerd card should be revoked. I don't know who shot first or how many lights there were. Oh, I'm going to be talking about that this Saturday.
What?
About Chain of Command. Chain of Command Saturday night.
Oh.
And Stigvaldison says about the Rip Van Winkle was interesting and tragic. The silence, bloody insane at the reveal. Agreed on both accounts. Great quick review of both episodes. Be nice if on Friday someone would push the button to free us all from our burdens, says Sigvaldson. Yeah.
Never.
Well, there you go.
I'm about to go Picard on him. The line stops here.
What does that mean? Oh, no father.
No father. It stops here.
Hey, Cinema Gulp. Hey, it's Ben from Cinema Gulp.
Hey, Gulp.
I have been informed by X that he has reposted my stream. Thank you so much, Ben. I don't know if you're listening, but I appreciate you for resharing. PG's going to change his name to Van Winkle. And, oh yeah, you read that one.
Chilling the Heretic.
Gavin says the Rip Van Winkle Caper is one of the most Twilight-y, zony episodes of the Twilight Zone. Great. Oh, Henry. Oh yeah, that's how Scotty likes to describe the twists. It's a good twist. It's a little bit forecast, but I like it. PG says, yeah, sad ending from the protagonist, though.
But when they get into it, I say it's just desserts.
Oh no, yeah, we're on a mute fest again. Yes. How much did you hear, Jedi Master?
I didn't hear anything you said.
Okay, great. Okay, so April. Okay, so The Rip
Were
Van
you
Winkle Caper.
cursing me out in Klingon? I'm just
No. The Rip Van Winkle Caper aired on April 21st, 1961. It was written by Rod Serling. Both of the episodes today were written by Rod Serling. This one was directed by Justice Adis. And one of the interesting things about the cast list today is that we finally get to see the stunt doubles of two of the actors. And that's pretty awesome. We see Brooks's stunt double is Robert L. McCord III, and DeCruz's stunt double is Dave Armstrong. And the glove cleaner says, "Oh yeah, the silence. I got it. Oh, that's the next episode." Hey,
oh,
hello
we
and
got a
welcome, Miss
super
Martin
sticker.
Muses. Oh, that's so sweet of you to send a oh, let me guess. Is it what I think it is? It is a rose indeed. Oh, hey, I
We
got a
got
perfect clip for you actually.
And flowers, too. Are you feeling all right?
Also, this one has flowers also.
As your body grows bigger,
Your mind must flower,
it's great to learn.
'cause knowledge is power.
Oh my god, you just made me feel very old, Jill. How dare you do that? That made me feel. Oh my god, I remember those. Now I'm going to be singing Conjunction Junction. What's your all day long
That's the
now
whole
after
point.
the
That's
show.
the whole point. That's why I added it there. I've been meaning to
And
add
you're
that for a long
for
time.
sure to make me want to watch a different movie today. You always do that every episode we do, or something. You say something that you
I
watched.
think there's a special DVD that has all of them that you could buy.
Ah, I love to get my hands on those. I'd like to do a stream just about those. Why
Mhm.
our kids are so
Well, yeah,
never
I was
mind
thinking that
nowadays.
too.
I think that really helped kids back in the day. It helped me. You know, you learn something, watch some cartoons, and the commercials were educational.
Yeah, and I was thinking the same thing. So yeah, it's a good idea.
Now it's all oops. No, it's all freaking schlock. Garbage.
Yeah, but well, there's still some good stuff here and there.
Yeah. How many
Under
side
that.
effects in this drug? Give me some of that.
So so then the first thing we see is a truck driving in the desert once we get to the actual slides
Yes.
past the broadcast date.
Some
And
of those
welcome
characters.
to the chat. Greek Letters Larson is here. Now it's garbage. There it is. There's the truck.
Yasu.
And so this truck might be familiar. Does it look familiar to you? Because it should, because this is in the previous episode that we reviewed.
When they ran over the guy, over the guy that looked over the when he
hill.
went.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
remember
I
the last week
forget
when
the
we
name.
had all the
Yes,
prairies,
that was the
the
truck
prairie
that
schooners.
almost hit the guy.
Yeah, there were prairie schooners, and he went to the future, and then the truck almost hit him. This is that truck.
Yep.
Apparently, it was carrying gold bullion, and these guys were trying to, and succeeded in taking it down.
Ah, Rob Wright's in the house.
Hello, Rob Wright. The Rip Van Winkle Caper is interesting. That's how I feel about both episodes today. They're both interesting. I love
Very
the Twilight
interesting.
Zone, but you've got different like meaty episodes that you really love, and these are good. These
They're
are good.
solid.
Yeah.
I think they hit on all points.
And both of those episodes also filmed in a desert near Lone Pine, California. And so they're climbing onto the truck. They got a dolly because they need to carry around their spoils, which are gold bullion. And so they're going to take the gold to the cave to keep it safe.
We're going to get into some major science issues here in a bit.
Oh, huge. Well, first, before we get there,
Huge.
De
Yeah, I know. We'll
Cruz
get that.
says that he only has $1.20 in his pocket, even though there's $1 million here. So it's $1 million worth of gold. All that gold would be worth way more nowadays. I didn't even do the math on that because I didn't want to think about it. Farwell Farwell says that this year, Senor de Cruz. Today, this, but tomorrow, like Midas. So like Croso and Midas all rolled into one. So they're gonna be rich tomorrow. But that kind of he doesn't mean tomorrow. He means a little bit later than tomorrow, which we'll see soon. Why? The glove cleaner says the next episode will be more interesting once you get back, get some backstory, assuming you don't already have it. Yeah, well, that's something to look forward to.
Yes, indeed. Gavin Blackburn in the house.
Yeah, use Jones Van Storage, people. They'll move anything at reasonable rates. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, they're fighting over who's going to carry the gold. Even though they're supposed to be working together, they act like children.
Greedy.
They're
Called greed.
well, yeah, they're greedy. And the thing is, they're very competitive. They're acting kind of like bratty school children because of the competition. Let's see where it is. Oh, I wanted to say Farwell, the main boss guy. He's played by Oscar Bergy. And so he'll show up in 2 more Twilight Zone episodes that we haven't gotten to yet. And he also plays the sadistic jailer in Young Frankenstein. And his major recurring role was a gangster named Joe Kulak on The Untouchables.
Wow, this guy's got a resume, Jill.
Oh, yeah. Even more than this, of course, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Batman, Mission Impossible.
The Monkeys. Wow, Green Acres. Bat Masterson. Gomer Pyle. Yeah, this guy kept busy.
Exactly, Entropy Manor. These criminals don't make a very good team. Gotta vet your team better, and that was not done here. They only cared about the skill level, but not actually that it didn't seem like they worried about the personality too much. But they are good actors. Then also here we have De Cruz played by Simon Oakland. And I liked him in this very much. He was in something. What is that? I Want to Live? That sounds fun. I do want to live too. He was also in West Side Story.
Yes.
Lots of
Bullet.
stuff. Another Outer Limits episode. Oh, cool. And so we instantly find out that despite their success, there isn't much harmony in this group. So they're heavy with competition and jealousy and like Jedi Master said, greed and all of that. They're just all the worst traits you could have, and they've got it all. Especially Brooks and De Cruz. Brooks says that he looked like he thought the world was coming to an end. So they're talking about the truck driver. And De Cruz said, well, why not? When I blow up tracks, I blow up tracks. And so Brooks says, you want a medal? Find me a foundry. And so they're fighting, they're bickering. They don't really seem to appreciate the magnitude of what they've done. They're just fighting.
And they're at each other's throats already, and they haven't even, it's just the greed. Yeah, it's all about greed in the end. They're greedy people.
And so who's Louis de Gallo? Who is this? Let's see. I should have had the list here. Brooks. That's Brooks. Okay. Gotcha.
Lou Gallo. So
Farwell has to talk them down by telling them what to do, but they're still fighting anyway, as they're just terrible. And according to the boss, the plan is to get all the gold into the cave and then blow up both of the vehicles. So that's what they're doing.
Guess this guy's got a big career too, Mr. Lou. I just read it. He's in Lost in Space, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, Time Tunnel, Gunsmoke, Twilight Zone, more episodes of the Twilight Zone, Rawhide. Wow. Some big movies, too.
Right, sounds like a lot of westerns too.
Yeah, a whole bunch.
James Caserta says, "Good, smart, bad, stupid guys versus bad, stupid, good, smart guys." Yeah, because they are intelligent. Like on the surface level, they are intelligent, but they let they are also stupid. They're as stupid as they are intelligent. It's a bit of a contradiction, but they do it. They manage to achieve it. So then we
Yeah,
finally learn. Hello, Wes Cagle. Yes, we finally learn what Farwell's plan is to get away with this heist. So his plan to get away with this heist is that they're all going to be put into suspended animation with this gas that Farwell has invented.
Okay, I like to interject. This is where the science goes totally.
Yeah. Well, don't you think you can be in suspended animation in a jewelry box? Okay, so
Yeah, they went to Cartier's in New York and got them, so they made sure they get good ones. Cartier's.
that's what they look like.
But Kay's Jewelers were pretty much they're. I don't know. This is just weird. Is weird.
Yeah, and De Cruz doesn't like it either. He's saying that everybody should just take their cut now and just head their own separate ways. But Brooks pulls a blade on De Cruz. He's not backing off here. He's saying, no, that's not what we agreed on. We're listening to everything Farwell says because he's been right this whole time. And he's the reason we have this gold. So you better shape up, basically, to De Cruz. It's mad science. Everything is easier with that. Plot device gas. Yes, Gavin.
Oh no, no one's going out a window today.
Yeah, at least the gas doesn't make you fall out of the window. It's true. There's no window though.
I know. No
I bet you
kidding.
these guys would fall out of a window if they could.
Oh, they'd be diving, doing backflips.
PG says, "Why would you make the caskets out of glass? Make them durable." Yes, and we're gonna see the consequences of that very shortly. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
It's
They
almost
stole
like
from the Planet of the Apes, or either that or the Planet of the
wait a
Apes
minute.
stole from this, guys.
Well, it's not stealing because Rod Serling wrote both.
Yeah, that's right. So that's why I'm pretty sure he got his idea when he made that first one.
Yes. So then De Cruz, I guess this is the first time he's actually telling them this plan because he's like, how long are we going to be asleep? Apparently 100 years. Well, actually, they knew about the plan, but they didn't know how long it was going to take. I take that back. So 100 years is how long they're going to be asleep. And so that's basically when I realized what was going to happen with this because I don't know if I've seen this episode before or I don't remember seeing it, but I guess maybe I had, and so I remembered what the thing is with the gold, but we'll get to that soon. Oh, let me highlight this because I have some notes in here I want to come back to later. Let me highlight that. Yeah, we're gonna come back to that. And now we have the opening narration, and I would like Jedi Master to read that for us.
Opening that. Okay. Excuse me. Introducing 4 experts in the questionable art of crime. Mr. Farwell, expert on noxious gases, former professor with a doctorate in both chemistry and physics. Mr. Irby, expert in mechanical engineering. Mr. Brooks, expert in the use of firearms and other weaponry. And Mr. De Cruz, an expert in demolition and various forms of destruction. The time is now and the place is a mountain cave in Death Valley, USA. In just a moment, these four men will utilize the services of a truck placed in a cosmoleum loaded with a hot heist cooled off by a century of sleep, and then take a drive into the Twilight Zone.
Nice, thank you. And
Did
so
that give you
this is
goosebumps? No.
yes, This is Mr. Farwell, and they do cut to each one. This is Irby.
Yep.
Don't get too attached. This is Brooks.
Nope. Don't. Ah.
And oh, it's not playing. No wonder it's not going. And Dick Cruz, whom we already know. He's definitely made himself known. 7 years until you are declared legally dead? What? Oh, if you've been missing? If you've been missing for 7 years, then you're legally dead? 100 years is interesting, but I would think 20 or more would have been enough time for someone to forget the heist. Yeah, Rob, right? I think you're right. They went too far. But that's the whole point of the twist at the end is how far they've gone. I'm also an expert on noxious gases, says the glove cleaner. And Maddie's daddy is here introducing my daughter to Superman the movie. Have a great stream, my friends. That's wonderful, wonderful news. That's really great. I hope she enjoys it. I love that first movie. Christopher Reeve is the best. And I hope you have a good day and enjoy your time with your daughter. And oh, Chief's got it. Okay, well you got it then. Here it is. Scotty R37. I will play that for you. If I can find it. Yeah, there it is.
Hey, that's the Chiefs. The Chiefs got it.
Otisburg? Yeah. There you go. And so we're into this first episode. We cut back to the crooks as they prepare to go to sleep in their suspended animation glass caskets. And the interior of this cave, including the glass cases, cost the production $1,500. Of course, with inflation, you got to times that by 10. So $15,000. And it was
one question: did they ever say what kind of gas that he was pumping into? Did he?
no.
I don't recollect. Yeah, I was like trying to figure out what it was that would put them in cryostasis for 100 years without no telemetry on their heart. It's just like there's a science issue here. That's all.
Well, they just didn't say it. They just left it a
Yeah.
mystery as to what Farwell came up with in order to get them to fall asleep. It just does it. And there are little airlocks that apparently are supposed to make these things completely airtight. In terms of, and how are they breathing? So first of all, how are they? What's the ventilation system in these boxes?
Yes. Source of
There's a lot.
oxygen.
There are
Where
a lot
is
of
it?
problems. No, yeah. What's the continuous source of oxygen to keep them alive? There's no life support kind of apparatuses to keep them
Nothing.
going.
No food.
It's just a
No
box.
bodies.
Oh no. Well, if their
Yeah.
bodies are completely suspended, they shouldn't need food.
Yeah, true.
There are a lot of problems with this.
Hey, David Glenn's in the house.
Howdy, folks. Stop for lunch. Saw y'all were streaming. Hello, David Glenn. Hope
Hey,
you're
David.
having a good lunch. It's gone wrong when Rod turns up on your perfect caper. Yeah, right? If you think you're having a good time, when Rod Serling starts narrating in the corner, you might consider what you're doing.
Don't get in the box.
Okay, so they make sure their airlocks are they making sure everything's in order and everything's closed and locked. And so there's a small green button, and when they press that button, the gas will be added to the box to knock them out for 100 years. And we just pretend it makes sense.
Penny
I
was
actually thought I had an idea. I thought that they were setting this up so that DeCruz would not press the green button and be like just leave everybody there to sleep for 100 years, and then when they wake up the gold is gone because he took it all. But that didn't happen. I wanted to say hello to Penny, Jill, Scotty, home from Women on Missions, and well, Jedi Master's here too. And oh, that's great. You do really good work, Penny. Brogu says hello, everyone, and a very special hello to Anti-Derivative Jill. Hope everyone is enjoying their Tuesday. Kapla.
Kapla. Kapla.
What if there's spiders in the cave? Or a big bear? I think the big bear would be a bigger problem than the spiders.
Yeah. It's like, ooh, dinner. I don't even have to kill it. It's already ready.
Yeah, it's boxed
frozen.
just for me.
I gotta defrost them. Take out, defrost, and eat them whole, eat them alive. And they wake up halfway through and they see a bear gnawing on their leg.
Scotty R37 is talking about that one Saturday Night Live sketch with Norm Macdonald, which is a play on the Eye of the Beholder episode. I have nothing. I usually like to put a button on things, but that woman was really hot in the Twilight Zone. I like that bit. Rob Wright says, "Yep, that would have been interesting." It would have been kind of funny. I guess maybe where would the episode go if he just took it all? This episode is a sausage fest. So is the next one. They're both there. I mean, at least in this episode, a woman appears. The next one, none appear. So anyway, they're asleep. Our bad guys are asleep, trying to get away with their perfect crime. And then time passes. We don't get like a time passing. Time is passing, and here's all the things that's changing. We see nothing. We see almost nothing of the future until the very end.
Yeah, and there's a nice Easter egg at the end, and something we're gonna see. And you know what it's from too, don't you?
I got very
Are you on
excited
the
when I
same
saw
page
it.
with me?
I'm
gonna go back. I'm gonna see.
I am. No, you don't have to see. I knew it as soon as I saw it. You're correct. We will explain what we're babbling about at the end when we see it. But we'll get
We're
there.
babbling. Yep. We will.
So everybody wakes up and they get out of their box.
I can't help but not laugh at this episode. Some of this episode is so close.
They get out of the jewelry box.
The jewelry boxes.
And
I don't mean to
DeCruz
laugh, but
didn't really understand the concept of suspended animation, so he thinks nothing happened because his beard didn't grow. Oh no, my beard didn't grow. It must still be the same. It must still be 1961.
Yeah, but look what they say. But we were frozen, and like time stood still.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he said. That's how Farwell responds.
Yeah,
and so they open up the cave to see what's happened. And the cave has this perfect door that opens up. Like I see stuff like that on Lost in Space.
Yeah,
It's
like
not,
they're opening up to those big walls, and then there's an alien behind it going. Actually, it looks like the wall they used in the Phantom Family, the one that opened, but that one opened up in 2 sections, and that's a season 2 episode.
Something like that.
Family.
And so it looks like nothing's happened because they're in the desert. And then they realize that Irby didn't wake up, so they go and see what happened with him. He's not feeling too well.
No. Irby is definitely not having a good day at all.
No, a rock fell down from the top.
He's got his ring on still. I'm surprised those greedy bastards, those greedy guys just to open it up and steal his ring at least.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, a rock fell from the top of the cave and smashed his case, and so he died.
So this proves that we're in the, because he's decomposed and now
He's completely
all
decomposed,
bones.
which could take
Yeah.
anywhere from a few months to a few years. And so his casket turned into his real tomb. And Rob Wright wonders if this episode inspired Gene Roddenberry to write about another group of criminals who are suspended in animation for hundreds or more years. Yes, Rob Wright. About the entire time watching this episode, I was thinking about Khan. I was like,
The Space Seed, if I'm correct.
That's correct. Yes, that's the episode with Khan.
Yes, I like that. I love that episode.
I do too. I love how Uhura stands her ground against the tyranny. And a lot of other things too. That's just the first thing that jumps out at me.
Yeah.
But you're right. You're right about this being like Planet of the Apes. It's a very similar kind of thing. 4 astronauts are put to sleep in glass containers.
And then what's her name? Her name was, I'm having a brain fart from the Planet of the Apes. The lady, the
lady astronaut.
Right. Yeah, she was going to be the new Eden. And she had a leak in her and I think Taylor said why more now? She's been dead for over 100 years. Or something like that, give or take.
That's unfortunate. But anyway, that's a great movie. Also written by Rod Serling.
That will be definite. That's on my repertoire of a Friday night. I mean, the Monday night fun night. That's going to be an episode we do.
Irby was played by Mitchum. Wait, what was the first name?
Say again. Let's see. Irby. John Mitchum. That's actor.
John Mitchum. Okay. I was checking to see his first name for some reason. I only got the last
name. Going down his career. He was in The Flying Leathernecks, Dirty Harry, The Enforcer, Gunsmoke. Also, High Plains Drifter, Paint Your Wagon, a lot of Outlaw Josie Wales, Prairie. I mean, he too long for me to read them all, put it that way.
He's Inspector Frank DiGrigio in the first 3 Dirty Harry movies. Yay.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Wow. Some really, really big movies.
And so this is proof to Farwell that it is 2061. And so they decide they've got to pack up their gold and deal with it. But I think that Farwell thinks they're being premature, that they need to go see what the future's like first. But DeCruz is not having any of that. He just wants to take it and go.
Oh my God.
And he doesn't have any patience. He's just ready to go melt down the gold and get the money. This is the part where it's an interesting episode, but it does kind of take a while for things to happen. In 2061, they'll all need that gold to do a grocery shop. Yeah, right? Well, in actual 2061, but I kind of like where this episode goes.
Yeah.
So the cruise decides to crush Brooks. Like they've had a spat. They were fighting this whole time.
It's like he's like just gets in it and he just runs them over.
Yeah, he just runs them over in cold blood, basically. And then he loses I don't know if he loses control of the car, or if he deliberately destroys the car. I'm not sure which happened.
Kind of seems like he delivered the way he says it after it goes. As we get forward.
Hmm. Yeah, so he just lets it crash, which seems kind of dumb. That's our only form of transportation. Let's destroy it. So, stupid, I think. So, having destroyed their only vehicle, they each have to carry as much gold as they can through the harsh heat of the desert. And they obviously don't try to bury Brooks. Obviously, DeCruz doesn't think about it. They both have to take the Shoelace Express. And Farwell, he's a little bit older, so he needs to rest more.
Yeah.
And he's worried he hasn't seen any cars at all show up, even though the map said it was 28 miles to the next town. And unfortunately, he's realized that he doesn't have any water. But before we get to the water, the crew sees jets, and so that's some hope that that's
There's
evidence that there's
civilization.
civilization. Yes. And so the crew celebrates by drinking water, and that's the moment that Fartwell realizes he doesn't have any water. What happened to his water? He lost it.
He lost it. Yep. Last time we stopped, it came out of my. I must have left it out of my canteen carrier.
Yep.
And there goes
Oh,
the
there's the
planes.
jets.
Oh, whatever they are, we don't know because 100 years into the future. Yeah. Jets.
Yeah, they fly like jets. And so DeCruz will share his water with Farwell, but only for a bar of gold for each drink. And so they move on. They get thirsty, it's hot, he gives gold, they drink, it's a montage. This part kind of drags just a bit. All the way
Yeah.
until DeCruz. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying it gets pedantic. It kind of it's like,
Here we go.
you said,
You feel like you're walking through the desert watching this part.
yes, you do. Yeah, and there goes another boat. Got each sip a swig for a bar of gold each time.
So this goes on until DeCruz only has a fourth of his canteen left, and then the price increases. The price increases to 2 bars per drink. And this just makes DeCruz is giggling about it. He is enjoying this torturing his partner. They're obviously not behaving like partners anymore. He never really did. DeCruz was always just in it for himself, and he never really cared about the other members of the team. And and then Farwell pays the 2 bars for the water, and then decided he's had enough. And he pummels DeCruz for his greediness and stupidity. But Farwell isn't too far off from DeCruz, because if he were wanting to really survive, he would have just left the gold there and got as far as he could that way. But he can't let that gold go. It's his burden, and he's taking it with him. And now, the only man who's left is the guy whose idea it was to freeze in suspended animation.
Yep, he hits him in the head with the gold. Oops.
Yeah, he is. What?
Oh, I think I jumped ahead. Yeah, this is when.
No, you didn't jump ahead. I already described all that. So
Yeah,
you're
he
not
cracks
jumping
him in
ahead
the
at
head
all.
with the gold. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like he was pretty. You figure he was smarter than the other guy. He was going to find a way to take him out. So he hits him with the gold.
Yes. And then coming up is my favorite cameo of today. It's so fun. I consider the car a character. Oh,
Take
but
care,
first he
Brogu.
has to suffer a little bit.
Brogu's leaving us. Heading out.
Brogu says, enjoy the rest of your week, everyone. Bye. Bye, Brogu. Thank you for hanging out with us for a little bit. Well, and there goes poor old Farwell. He built this tragedy for himself.
Yep.
And person finds him. I think his name is George. And we see his wife and the Forbidden Car Planet. I mean, car.
Yep. Forbidden
Car.
Planet vehicle that Robbie would be in that section in the front. His whole body would go in and he would control it. And that is the Easter egg, which I'm pretty sure that they had borrowed.
Of course. Well, and the Twilight Zone borrowed a lot of things from Forbidden Planet.
Other shows.
Also, yeah, like I love in the Invaders, they use the spaceship for the little alien. And of course, the little aliens are us. And so this was something that was at the MGM studio. And so they used it here.
Yeah.
And George was like, can you imagine this guy? He was offering me this gold to get into town, but this is totally worth this. And she's like, yeah, you know, how do you you know, wasn't it worth something once, George? I mean, didn't people use gold for money? And George says, sure, about 100 years ago.
100 years ago.
Before they found a way of manufacturing it. And so that's the so the gold that they went into the future to steal successfully is worth nothing. And so it was kind of, I could tell that was what we were doing when we were going 100 years into the future. And well, in reality though, today gold is worth way more than was back then.
Yeah.
In our current
world.
reality. Yeah,
in their reality, it was superfluous in the Twilight Zone.
In the Twilight Zone future, they figured out how to manufacture it, just like in Star Trek. Gold is worth nothing because you can replicate it, and that's why, since you can't replicate the gold pressed platinum, that is worth something. Yeah, that's true. It's a good twist, though. It really is. Agreed.
It's an excellent twist, Rob. I agree 100%. This was it kind of shows you that your greed can sometimes lead you to do something insane things. Greed, and delusional thinking. Even though that guy, they said that was a genius with the gases, Farwell. Yes, but he didn't think about all that other stuff like, will this be worth anything 100 years from now? He didn't take any of those things. I know it's just a show, but into the consideration that we're going to go under. And now it turns out gold in our future, in our current, time is very, very expensive and worth a lot. Even silver is up. So, yeah.
George. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is a bit different. Our future is a bit different than the Twilight Zone future, but that's all right. Greed is good. It says Gordon Gecko. It can be. Greed can be good. Greed can be good if it's in it doesn't hurt other people. In this case, it hurt a lot of people. So this was not good greed. This was bad. Because
I like Gavin's Golden Man avatar.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and this was not good, obviously, because especially DeCruz mowing people down so you can have it all. You got to get rid of the competition.
They all got their just desserts in the end. Crime does not pay.
Lot of bad people. Yeah, they did hurt themselves, but it also hurt. I don't know how hurt the truck driver was who had to vacate the vehicle. But we've got a closing. Yeah, it's true. And we've got a closing narration The last four. The last of four Rip Van Winkles, who all died precisely the way they lived, chasing an idol across the sand to wind up bleached dry in the hot sun as so much desert flotsam. Worthless as the gold bullion they built a shrine to. Tonight's lesson in the Twilight Zone. Rob Wright
Yeah.
says, it would have been interesting if the heist caused the value to go down and caused them to replicate it. Oh, the heist itself was the reason gold. They figured out how to manufacture gold. That's interesting. Expanding the lore a little there. And yeah, it is interesting to have an episode about the future where we really don't see a whole lot of futuristic things except for this car. And
I love the way it was filmed. You know, it wasn't
Mm.
probably very inexpensive to film this
oh yeah.
episode.
hmm Yeah. And so I do like that I think the reason why we don't see a lot of futuristic stuff is because we're supposed to wonder if maybe the earth if the end of the world happened.
Yeah, and because they had brought that up. He goes,
Mhm.
you know, it looks like this. Look at it could have been like a big war. One of the guys had brought that theory up.
Yes. Uh-oh. Let's pause that there. That's true. That's right. That's why I'm thinking of that. They just didn't really, as smart as they were chemists and even a demolition man has some intelligence, but they just
Yes.
really didn't think this through. Yeah. Getting rid of their only car was the stupidest thing that took place next. I'm
That when I
still on
saw
that.
that part, I like had to pause it and laugh for about 5 minutes. It's like, why are you doing this? You're running over that guy, and now you're taking. I get the idea of you wanting to be a thief, but wouldn't there be a more efficient way to knock off the other guy without destroying your own means of conveyance to get you out of the desert? And especially how much gas was in the damn thing, too. I mean, I'm just nitpicking now, but it's
But I agree with you completely with that. It's just the greed combined with heartlessness. They just became evil. Gavin says they had to buy all the gold for the episode. Must have cost millions. That is funny. That's a good one. PG says dude could have sabotaged the other caskets at the very beginning without his accomplices knowing. Wasn't smart
Yeah.
enough or evil enough?
You could just jumped in the truck,
Yeah, I am surprised that they all just went to sleep together. Like, I thought somebody was
Yeah.
gonna do something there. A car still working after sitting idle for 100 years.
Rob, right?
Well, and that's right. You know what? I would have bought it if Irby didn't die. If Irby didn't die, he's a mechanical engineer, he could have brought it back. But with him dead, I can't see how this could have worked.
Nothing is right about this that they attempted. Yeah, that was poorly conceived.
But it does come back in a better way with Planet
Yeah.
of the Apes with the same idea.
Yeah, and it doesn't really end up really good for them three astronauts that remain on that one either. 2 out of the 3 of them that land on that planet. So
Yeah.
Rob Wright put something really funny in the room. In
what
the
did he
chat.
say? Can you
I
hey,
found
why
it.
is okay, can you read it?
Yeah. Hey, Rob Wright's Generation X Pop Culture says, hey, why is there a DeLorean buried in this cave? Back to the Future reference. That'd be funny.
That would be. Then they could go back to a different past and
Yeah.
hopefully where gold is
Hey,
worth
Marty,
something. Then
we gotta find the flux capacitor.
they've got to go 88 miles per hour.
Yes.
Yep. And well, and they are all dead. And that's the episode. So now we're gonna move on to
They're all dead.
everybody
They're
died.
all dead.
Moving on.
But I'm not dead yet. That's so funny. Bring out your dead. The old guy goes, I'm not dead yet. I think I should have plans. Yeah, Rob, you figured you think they'd have planned, but they did have a vehicle, and they let the thing ride over the cliff.
You're making me think about this episode too much, says Gavin. Sorry, I did think about this episode too much. That was our fault. And I think they should have planned for a car or some other form of transportation. I mean, they're in a desert. Yeah, Rob, right? You're right. Maybe Farwell thought there's no way that the cruise is going to try to run somebody over and throw the car off a cliff. That everything's going to be fine. He just didn't predict the stupidity of his partners, which happens sometimes. You just don't know all of the time, especially in the criminal avenues, I suppose. So let's move on to The Silence, which first aired on April 28th, 1961. And it was written by Rod Serling and directed by Boris Sagal. And this story is based on a story called The Bet by Anton Chekhov, although he wasn't given the story by credit for this episode. And I'll relay what really happens in that story after we talk about this story.
I have a question. Is he related to Pavel Chekhov?
No,
Hey, I can
yeah,
throw out
I
a
just
Star
about
Trek
to.
reference every so often. But
Yeah, and then, well, yeah, but kind of reminds me of a sad thing that happened with the JJ movies where Anton Yelchin
oh no, that's
hurt
so
himself.
depressing. I
Yeah,
get
it's
that. Yeah, yeah,
sad,
yeah.
but it
I
made me
didn't mean
think
to
of
go.
it.
I didn't
No,
mean to go down that rabbit hole.
no, I know
I
you
was just
didn't. I know you didn't. But
being facetious.
I went down that sad path. So now everybody else has to as well because I had to think about it. I actually, when I was in the 50th Star Trek convention, I signed a banner for the family because
Anton
they had one
Yelchin
out
is
there.
a
Yeah,
great I think he's a good actor. I loved him.
yes,
I know
yes.
some people don't like those movies, but there were
I
certain
don't.
performances in those movies
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
thought were really good by certain characters. That's why I did watch them. I found some good things in it, and I found some things that I really didn't like. So, that's a discussion for
Yeah.
another day.
Yeah, it is. It's another day, but I don't like those movies, but of course, all the respect to him, and yes, he was a good actor. Better than walking. They could have stowed bicycles. Yeah, bicycles, that might be a good idea. Yeah, and then they had little trailers behind the bicycles to carry their gold.
Yeah, and water.
And lots of well, I
The
think
water.
they did have water, but the crews ran him over and then they lost the water and then they forgot about the water, I guess.
Well, they
They're
all
just
had
stupid.
canteen and pistol belts on. I mean, with the canteens, when they crushed the truck, they should, could did the water get destroyed? I mean, there's some
I have
details
no
that are
idea.
missing then
Yeah,
in that aspect for looking at it that
agreed.
way.
Agreed. There's a lot of plot holes in that episode.
You
Let's move on to The Silence.
you got it.
And we're at a club, a men's club, and everybody's just trying to have a good time, but there's somebody's here. It's Booger. I got a weird error message posting that. What happened? What did you post? Well, I don't know what you posted, but I'll play this for you. See if it's here. There he is.
He's got the
And
Grand
so-
Poobah hat on.
So there's one man who just is tedious and boring, and everybody's trying to not be with him. Like they're listening to him, and then they realize they don't want to listen to him anymore, and they drift away from him. So he grabs the arm of just one man, so he has a victim to talk to, and that is Jamie Tennyson. He's played by Liam Sullivan, and he's the one who I've been waiting for today. He's our Star Trek actor of the day. He played Parman in Plato's Stepchildren. So that's the episode, of course, where a little person rides Captain Kirk like a horsey. Well, anyway, moving on. And
He's also
Liam
in
Sullivan.
Lost in Space.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
He was in Lost in Space, Gunsmoke, Adam 12, Secret Storm, Little House on the Prairie, Young and the Restless, Highway to Heaven, and General Hospital. Kept busy.
Oh, the Lost in Space he was in was His Majesty Smith, which is a funny one.
Yes, it is. It's season 1 towards the middle to the end of season 1.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's a corny episode.
I like it.
I do too. It's funny. It's
Liam
great.
Sullivan says Rod was a very quiet fellow on the set. Recalled, he let the director take over in most things. He was a terrific writer, and after that experience, I was a Twilight Zone fan. The long speech I had in the opening sequence was 3 pages. The day of shooting, Rod came up to me and asked if I could memorize an additional page of dialogue on the spot. I was doing so well, he wanted to lengthen the scene. I said if he could write that fast, I could memorize it. He went off into a corner and started scribbling. He handed me the sheets on the notepad, and I picked a corner and started memorizing. He was very pleased with the results. Oh, wow. So he really just wanted this actor to have just a diarrhea of nonsense to say, and it really worked. It was really good. It was really good, annoying dialogue.
It was like a tirade he went on.
Yes. Yes, it's like, I can tell you, gentlemen, the most idiotic thing occurred to me in the market today.
Yeah.
It's just a whole bunch of nothing. I guess he's taking advantage of people or something, but I can't really follow it. I'm like, no, I don't really want to know what you're talking about. This actor does an amazing job of making me not want to listen to him, which is the point. You want to be annoyed by him because everybody else is annoyed by him. He's perfectly annoying. So, and I don't think it really matters what he's saying. The future squirrels made off with the water supply.
Future squirrels.
Squirrels from the future. They have evolved.
I'd say they'd
we're
be
still
more.
talking about the last episode.
I know it's. Well, yeah, greed, gambling addiction too, from what I see.
Yeah, this one's also greed. Oh, this episode. You always have to watch out for the squirrels. Yeah, that's true. This is interesting. Both of these episodes deal with greed. True story. Commander Hutchinson, says Gavin. And Booger works with people like that? Oh, no. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ruled by Sabu.
I'm okay with this. That would just mean currency is peanuts. World ruled by Sabu. And so there he is. I was waiting for Jonathan Harris.
Dr. Zachary Smith at your service. I'm just joking. I had to say that. You know that.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. He says, oh, I knew Rod Serling for years. I did 2 of those Twilight Zones, and one of them was filmed and the other was taped. We called Jonathan Harris. We already did the taped one. They were not very large roles, though. I wish I had the opportunity to play a lead. Rod was on the set when I worked with Franchotone, and we chatted a little here and there. He was a very imaginative man, very gentle. Many years after, I went to work on the Liars Club, and Rod was the host. I would make these funny faces and cross my eyes, and he would laugh and laugh. He would beg me repeatedly not to do it on camera, and every time I was evil, and he would just laugh. That's really sweet. He he teased Rod Serling.
Yeah, and we know Jonathan Harrison had an
Oh, yeah.
illustrious career. He was in everything.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, his list is very, very long.
And I will leave it for us to do another day.
Yeah, we've done it before, honestly. Like, we've done it on occasion. I'm sure we have. I'm sure we did it the first time we talked about Lost in Space, I think is when
I didn't go down everything he did. Nope.
Yeah.
But I covered briefly, but that's all right. You know.
Yeah, well, that's okay. He did a lot of stuff. And so, yeah, just ton stuff. Too much to mention.
Yeah, that's why
Was
I'm
for
not
the
touching
purpose.
it. I'm not going there because it
For
would
the purpose.
send me.
Humor. Okay, list your top 3 things that Jonathan Harris is in.
List the top 3.
Hmm.
Lost in Space, Land of the Giants. Okay, let me get it up here.
No, I just thought you knew.
She's been in so much.
Mm-hmm.
Bonanza. He played Charles Dick. He played a role in Bonanza, where he played Charles Dickens in an episode of the Bonanza. Bewitched, I would say. Lost in Space, of course, is his number 1 in my opinion.
Of course.
So, you know, so those are my 3 that I think I like.
I'm going to read Thank you. I'm going to read the opening narration, and I'll have you read the closing.
You got it.
The note that this man is carrying across the clubroom is in the form of a proposed wager. But it's the kind of wager that comes without precedent. It stands alone in the annals of best bet-making as the strangest game of chance ever offered by one man to another. In just a moment, we'll see the terms of the wager and what young Mr. Tennyson does about it. And in the process, we'll witness all parties spin a wheel of chance in a very bizarre casino called the Twilight Zone. And so Mr. Tennyson has a letter from the Colonel. Let's see. And Mr. Tennyson thinks it's just a joke. What's that?
The guy that plays Franklin?
Mm-hmm.
This is the guy, the waiter, right? Franklin is the guy that...
Yes. Cyril Delavanti.
Cyril Delavanti. BC.
Yeah, Phantom of the Opera and stuff and things. Mary Poppins. Hey.
So he definitely met Dick Van Dyke.
There you go. And lots of westerns. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Son of Dracula.
Mm.
Sherlock Holmes. Oh, wow. This guy was definitely busy. Holy cow. Soylent Green.
Yeah. Oh, Soylent Green. That's a good one. That's the best one.
Yep. Charlton Heston.
So Tenson thinks that the Colonel is joking, but the Colonel says it's not a joke. You know me reasonably well. You know that humor is perhaps the least developed aspect of my character, which comes out to be totally true. He is super serious about this. About this what he's offering. Because all of the chatter, all of the incessant talking, endless talking is just bothering Colonel Archie Taylor so much that he offers Mr. Tennyson $500,000 if he can shut up for 1 year and prove that he's shut up for a year.
$500,000 to keep your yap closed.
Yeah, and if you adjusted for inflation, $500 million.
Wow.
Or is it 50 million? It's probably $50 million. But
About
still.
50 bill.
Yeah, 50
But
million.
still, 50
I think
mil
it
is
was
not
about
a bad. I'd take 50
Yeah.
million if someone offered me that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's pretty great. I went a little too high with the inflation. I didn't use the calculator this time because every time I put it in, it's always 10 times. So I just have to 10 times it basically, and that's a good approximation of the inflation calculator. And yeah, so this guy, he's just sick of hearing this guy talk. So this other guy talk, and so he's gonna give him money if he shuts up for a bit, and a bit being a year. So he basically has to be in prison. He's put in a glass case again with a glass case, but a little better
Cube.
than the jewelry case. It's
It's like
more
a
like
cube.
it's like a greenhouse. It looks like a greenhouse.
Like Magneto's prison in X-Men 2.
And that prison costs $1,309 to make, which is $14K for us, which isn't too bad, really.
Yeah, that Rob Wright makes a good comment, if you don't mind me to interject. I would have made him put the money up if I were able to take that kind of bet. Yeah, he should have made him show me the money. I'm going to go Tom Cruise right now, or whatever the guy's name was. Show me the money before I'd even shake it, get into a cube and have to be quiet for a year. I'd need to see the cash up front. It'd have to be in like right there where it would in case. So,
That's actually mentioned in the episode. Tennyson says, "It's my courage against your credit." Well, a year from tomorrow night, it can be proved. And what it is Tennyson actually wants a check, a written check. He wants to see the money, basically. He wants to have it put on deposit. So that actually is addressed in the episode, fortunately, which would have been bad if they didn't address this. But since, but Archie's like, "What, isn't my word good enough? I have a good reputation here," and so he gets away with it. That's how he gets away with it. Rob Wright's Gen X Pop Culture says, "Yep, and the club looks similar to the one in Trading Places." And hello to Canadian Spider-Man. Hello and good day, everyone. Thanks for being here to support Anti-Derivative Jill. Well, thanks for hanging out, Spidey. Glad you're here. A huge bet like that needs assurances and verification. Yeah, exactly. He has to take that money out of the bank and put it in a suitcase or something and then say, "This is going to be your money." Because the way it is, yeah, I can't believe that Tennyson agrees to this. My courage against your credit. So, but the thing is, Tennyson is desperate. He's desperate for some money.
and I'd
And
have a third party holding the money. So a
yeah.
trusted the lawyer seemed the gentleman, the lawyer Smith George Alfred seemed like an honest broker in this whole thing. That maybe the attorney should have held the money, maybe, or someone neutral, or the club member supervisor should be able to, have kept that. Like you said, Julie should have seen the money, and it should have been put with someone that could be trusted, a designated individual. And then at the end,
Yeah, exactly. All that money, you'd think he could get a freaking shark with the laser on its head.
freaking sharks with lasers. Did you fall out? Are you still there with us?
Hello? Hello? Oh, no. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
I lost you.
I stepped off for a minute, but
I
I'm
didn't
back
know.
now.
Oh,
And no, that's okay. That's what happened last night too. I was doing these notes and I was falling asleep. So when I woke up and I saw a whole bunch of nonsense in my notes, and I was like, wait, it's fine. It's fine. A lot of what's said isn't that important in this episode.
burning the
It's
Kindle
because
thin at both ends. You got to
yeah,
sleep.
I was sleeping and typing. Not a good combination. But anyway, they're gonna in this glass case, in this glass warehouse, glass prison. They're gonna put microphones all over the place to be able to tell when the inevitable of Tennyson talking occurs. Well, everybody thinks he can't do it
Yes.
anyway. Your every movement will be recorded, and so will your voice when you decide to give up. You will permit me or any one of us to observe you at any time.
And you'll be given a
I think
piece of
that's
paper
called
and a pen,
narcolepsy, Jill. You
pen
should
and
check it out.
paper.
No, 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 not when I'm already sleeping. Like it was late. It was just that I didn't get a lot of sleep. Great glitters. I'm okay. Anyway, he's going into a glass prison.
And he was said he'd be allowed to have
Yes.
piece of paper and pencil, like to be able to communicate through writing, and only that.
Right. Right. So, yeah, so this is the prison entirely made of panes of glass, and this apparently was something that George Clemens, the director of photography, was afraid of. He said, "How in the world am I going to get a light in there and show light without getting reflections?" But it turns out that he only had to take out 2 panes of glass in order to get these shots. Will this be um
Funded by another club member, betting on how long he will last. He was trying to say. I think he forgot the N. Just a typo.
yes. Yes, but for some reason my brain wanted to put another letter there. So
You need sleep, Jill.
no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Tennyson said, well, no, I got sleep last night after I did my slides. The problem was last night. I'm fine now. So yes, glass and glass and glass. Glassy prison. So he has to stay in the glassy prison all year long in the bottom of the basement of the men's club. Kind of crazy when you think about it.
It looks like a greenhouse they put him in.
Yes. At the TV.
Yeah, get the TV, all the comforts of home, table. It's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one point where Franklin says that it was a bit of foreshadowing that you don't realize till the end that Jamie has not been eating much.
No.
And yeah, so we'll see what that means a little later. And so the months go by and Jamie hasn't spoken yet. So Jamie's tennis wasn't talking, and And the microphones prove this, that he isn't talking. And so also Dr. Smith, or as he's known in this episode, George Alfred.
George goes up to him and says, "Looks like he's gonna win."
Yeah, he considers the possibility, though, that Colonel Archie
Yeah.
Taylor doesn't have the cash.
Yep.
And it's really Alfred's the only one that questions what's happening here. And asks if he has the money ready. He kind of has the sense that he doesn't. There's September. I like the letters of the month, the words of the month just popping up.
Yeah. And then
Did they not build him a bathroom in there? I was looking for that too.
yes, there was no latrine. I did not see a restroom, so I don't think he held it for a year. Maybe they gave him a bucket and and it's in the corner and we just didn't see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, a bucket. Oh my God, that sounds gross.
I was being facetious, of course, but there was no latrine. There's no toilet, but you have to use your mat. You're in the Twilight Zone. Maybe you didn't have to. Maybe you were able to hold it for a year in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, no. Well, no, he's not bored. He's from the Orville.
You know what would be cool is if you could hold it all through a hockey game or a concert or sporting event, so you don't ever have to get up and drink all the beer you want.
Yeah. If you were bored from the Orville, you could drink all the beer you want because you only pee once a year. So see? So anyway, they make it to March. And so Archie is getting nervous. He wants to offer Jamie to let it go. But Jamie's gonna stick it through. He knows he can make it. He only has 3 months left. He keeps holding up fingers, 3 fingers, 1 finger. He's just really proud of himself, it looks like. And so Archie decides to get a little dirty. He decides to start trying to make Tennyson jealous
No, actually, he
saying
started with offering him the $1,000. Doesn't
that's
he
true.
offer him he offers him
That's true.
1,000?
He offers 1,000 and then 5,000.
And then I think he goes up to 5, 6. Yeah, okay. Then he goes after him. Yeah, he said when these. Yeah, you're right. He starts messing with his head about his girlfriend,
His wife,
his
it's
wife.
his wife.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his wife. That's the reason he's in this to begin with, is for her, because she likes to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
And he's trying to pay off his debts and get more money for her to spend.
Yeah.
And so yes, he's playing dirty here to get Tennyson to talk by making him jealous, saying that his wife must have moved on, and I think I saw her with other men and everything, and he's just trying to really get him to talk.
Yep.
And you
He's
can, even
panicking.
though he doesn't say anything, he definitely looks concerned.
Yeah, he looks concerned and he looks distraught, but he knows, he knows he's got to, he wants to win this bet. So that worked. That's why he, the guy that he's holding the money, that's going to pay the money. He is really getting nervous now. I mean, you can see it. He's more nervous. And then Tennyson's like chill. He's like, I got this now. I made it this far. I'm not stopping. The bet stands. It's like,
Oh wait, hello. So
yeah,
before we get to the twist, I want to mention one thing I read from the Twilight Zone Companion by Mark Zickery. Stories differ. According to Liam Sullivan, Tone told him that he'd been at a party and, in attempting to pick a flower for his date off a bush in the terrace, he had fallen down a hillside and landed on the driveway of a house next door. According to Serling, Tone had approached a girl in the parking lot of a restaurant, and her boyfriend had taken offense and beaten him up. But whichever was the real truth, the result was the same. Half a Tone's face was scraped raw. And one day shooting in the can, recasting was out of the question. Sterling said, "So be it. Come on in, Branch, and we'll shoot the other side of your face," which we did, which that's this here. The result was indeed odd. During the opening scene of the episode, we see Tone full face. When the scene changes to the glass cage in which Sullivan is imprisoned, we only see his Tone's face in profile or with half of it obscured. And then in the final scenes, we get to see his full face again. And so, but I didn't really know, I didn't really realize that. There was part of me that sensed the oddness of it, but I wasn't bothered by it. I thought it was stylistic, but it kind of just works. And so, George Alfred, who is, of course, Jonathan Harris,
hmm
heard about these rumors that he's trying that Archie's saying about Tennyson, and so not only is his reputation is being hurt by acting like this, not being honorable.
yeah, because the club members are distraught about this. They don't find it upstanding, as he's is in this aristocratic type club, so they find it demeaning to their charter, and he is, you know, really showing signs of neurosis at this point about the money
Yes,
that he says he's
that
going to pay.
supposedly he has. So this is new, where we're actually using the fog from the intro of the Twilight Zone inside the episode, which is kind of funny.
Yes.
And so George Alfred says, "There have been ugly rumors, Archie. Things you've done to him, like little asides, innuendos, suggestions, gossip about his wife. You place such a premium on honor, Archie, but you haven't acted like an honorable man. Please don't go to the trouble of denying it. I'm sure much of it is true, but the ugly affair has proved two things, hasn't it, Archie? That the boy down there is stronger than you gave him credit for, and you are considerably weaker."
That was like a dagger right there to him.
Yeah, it was.
When his own
It's
attorney
good.
is like, you ain't, he pretty much nicely called him a piece of garbage. He was,
He was right. That's so even though Harris didn't have a lot to do, that's arguably the best line in the whole episode. The best little speech
mhm.
the whole episode,
He's
because it
always good at
really
stealing.
brings it up.
He
He
was a
is.
master at always stealing a scene, and he stole that one right there.
Absolutely. Oh, I think that's where
And
it
his
happens.
facial expressions are amazing as he delivers it. When he does a serious role, he's amazing. He's good in anything because he can play the cornball, and he can play a stoic lawyer like this
Mhm.
with some
Yeah, this
kind
is
of
where that
integrity.
scene is happening. And he does. He's the only one who knows all of this is a bad idea.
Yep.
And so here he is. He's been released from his glass prison. And so he's waiting for his money. Now he's been successful, and now he's ready for his $500,000.
And he puts his hand out.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Archie Taylor now has to admit he's a fraud, that he doesn't have any money, and that he lost it years ago, and he's just been pretending for the last however many years. And so he just admits to it, decides to resign from the club, and that's
And he
it.
praises Tennyson's resolve and character. Because he knows
Yeah.
he's busted.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Tennyson has his own reveal.
Yes.
About this. About, well, he won the money, but there is no money to win. And so he admits what he did to win, because he also wasn't being truthful either.
Yeah, he scribbles on a piece of paper furiously.
Mm-hmm. He cheated.
And perplexing all the other guys around him, and he wouldn't speak. And
yeah, right. There, everybody's saying, "Why won't he talk? He won already. Why didn't he talk?" He writes on the paper that he's severed his vocal cords. Oh, I got it.
Yeah, I got it right here in front of me. You mind?
Oh no, I don't mind. Go for it.
I knew I would not be able to keep my part of the bargain. So when a year ago, I had the nerves to my vocal cords severed. Tennyson, then he displayed the scar on his throat from the operation, which he had concealed for the past year under scarves and turtlenecks that he had worn the whole time. If you really paid attention to that detail while watching it, you could see he had ascots on and scarves. His neck was covered throughout that time inside that cube.
Yeah, it's really clever because they're all very fancy people, so it just looked like a fashion statement. It didn't look like anything was off.
Nope.
And this episode is also really, really odd. Like, because, well, not just because two people were greedy and cheated, and so they both lost. They both lost something big, especially Tennyson. But this is a weird anomaly in the Twilight Zone, where it's only one of 4 episodes that doesn't have anything magical or supernatural going on, or sci-fi.
No, this is just like a nip and tuck type challenge, because two guys this guy annoys the crap out of everybody. Tennyson annoyed everybody, and this other gentleman, knew about his gambling and his all his problems. So, just to get him to shut up, he did this, and he
he didn't think he
obviously
would ever
deceived
actually
him.
have to pay up.
Nope. And then Tennyson also knew, but he did not mention that he knew inside that he would not, the other guy would not be able to keep his mouth shut. He knew it. So that's
Well,
why
now he gets to keep his
vocal
mouth shut for the rest of his life.
of his life. They get their wish because the silence in the club will be excellent for the year. That's what was being said.
Yeah, because Archie's broke. He doesn't have anything. He didn't even have
Archie,
$1,000.
Nope. He goes, I'd have to go out the street and ask and beg for that $1,000 if you wanted to accept it.
Mhm.
He's just as much as a shyster in the end, too. So
Yes,
he
welched.
welched. But they both did so.
He tortured this guy, having him be imprisoned and not talk for a year. But I think that Archie thought, oh, he was not going to last 5 minutes in there. But he did, because he decided to cheat.
Yep. The moral of this story: stay out of the Twilight Zone. Don't make a bet. No, I'm just joking.
Well, yeah, basically. And, well, Archie, waits until the very end to admit that he doesn't have anything. And only then is his reputation destroyed.
Yeah. And I tell you, even though I was not going to be able to speak again, when I was told I wasn't getting no loot, I tell you right now, Archie would be on the ground. I'd be there. I didn't care. I can't talk no more. I'm taking you with me. You ain't gonna talk. Oh,
But I
not
Master's
like this
version of
one.
this episode is way more violent. Wow.
My version? Oh yeah, it
Yeah,
would
you just
definitely be
described it.
more. Yeah, I would definitely be if I was the guy that he because he cheated, so it kind of is a push. They're both bad people. It turns out.
They are. They are both terrible.
Yeah,
They're
they're
both.
both.
They
They're
both
both
have
deceptive.
bad
Go ahead,
morals.
Joe. I'm sorry. Bad
No, that's okay.
characters, bad morals, bad. And usually the man that you would expect to have the bad morals, which would be the George Alfred, was the one with the most compassion and kind of saw this thing in a different eye. Like, this isn't going to end well. He kind of foresaw this. I feel his attorney was like cautioning him on this one, and he just didn't care.
Yeah,
He just wanted to shut him up.
ignored him. And
Yeah.
that's why the second best line, I think, next to Alfred's line was "My courage is against your credit," because at the end, then you've got a result that the credit was nothing and the courage was nothing. There was
Nope,
no
they're both
courage.
frauds.
All for
I don't
nothing.
know. I don't know which one I would say I like better of the two. I would have to say this one pretty because there's more deception and both of them, they're all greedy and they're like bad people, except like I said, they're all trying to hurt. The other one, the guy's running people over, driving the truck off and charging them money to drink water. And then in
That
this
one
one,
has that one was more ridiculous and goofy, but I kind of had more fun
yeah.
watching it, even though it was full of
Yeah.
plot holes.
Oh, yeah. And this one was more of a serious I could say in a more grounded manner. Just a couple of bad people challenging, that's what I saw. And the acting was good that it sold the episode.
And I'm
Like
going to
you
read
said,
the
they were
closing
like
narration.
in between, but the in between. You doing the closing? Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Jamie Tennyson, who almost won a bet, but who discovered somewhat belatedly that gambling can be a most unproductive pursuit, even with loaded dice, marked cards, or in his case, some severed vocal cords. For somewhere beyond him, a wheel was turned, and his number came up black 13. If you don't believe it, ask the Crooper, the very special one who handles roulette in the Twilight Zone. So I'm going to tell you about the story by Anton Chekhov called The Bet. So in this story, it has a banker who bets a young lawyer a huge sum of money that he will not be able to stay in solitary confinement for a period of 15 years. So 15 years pass, and the banker suffers numerous setbacks. If he pays the bet, he will be ruined. So he decides to murder the lawyer in his sleep. Fortunately, over the years, the lawyer has come to the conclusion that material goods are without value. To prove this, he decides to disappear before the 15th year expires, thus forfeiting the bet and saving the banker and himself, though he doesn't know it. And so at least neither of them tried to kill each other. But I think that's what you were talking about earlier. Anyway, when you were mentioning that they should have gotten violent.
Yeah, I would have been furious if I had stayed in there and vocal cords are not
Yeah,
when
Archie
someone
never
welched.
considers it.
He never ever had planned on paying him, I believe, from the beginning.
Of course not.
I
He
think
thought that he wasn't
no
going to have.
intention. No, that's why
I thought it was,
he
that was not a thing to him.
no, it wasn't. The money, because he knew in his mind, and Tennyson knew it too himself. That's why he went and had his vocal cords done, sorted out. So we couldn't talk. So it's a rabbit hole. You could go down this and go this way and that way with it, but they're both bad people. They were both bad, and it turned out bad in the end for
Yeah,
pretty much
but
both of them.
this time nobody died, but one of them can't speak
No.
anymore, and probably his marriage is over. So, kapla, 2, Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Sorry I'm late. Been busy getting ready to get Kyla. Now I'm just waiting to leave. Oh, what wonderful news. I hope you get to see her soon and have a great, great time. And
Yeah.
Rob Wright says to Jedi Master. Oh, could you read this, please, Jedi Master, since it is to you?
Yeah. Exactly. This is why they should watch shows like this and use it as an inspiration for something greater. Alas, they're too into social political stuff. You know, Rob, I could beat my head. You could beat a dead horse so many times, but they still haven't learned. As you all know, the fantastic bore, and I don't mean to get off the topic. They just don't. And if anybody dares to venture onto Prime and watch that new War of the Worlds, I did. It's an abomination, and I am going to do a stream on that. Because I do sci-fi on my channel. Although I major focusly on classic, I am going to destroy this movie in ways it should be destroyed, because the Gene Barry and Ann Robinson are rolling in their graves, and George Pal and anybody that had to do with the 1953 classic 52 classic is doing backflips in their grave. It is an abomination. I'm sorry. When I get off in these tangents about making bad content, bad movies and bad television, it just sets me off.
So
And they
what you're
won't
saying
stop.
is, Ice Cube couldn't save it.
Ice Cube was in the wrong movie for a good actor. He was cast in the wrong. I do not blame him. He did what they gave him and probably got paid pretty good to do it. But the point I'm trying to make is it's not War of the Worlds. I'm sorry, Jill. It's
Yeah,
like
when
this
when
is
I
Twilight
when I
Zone.
heard about it, and I was
It's
talking
not.
about it during one of my streams, I thought the same thing. Why are they making this a government conspiracy thing? This is supposed to be about people and trying to survive, families and
An
strangers
invasion
getting
from the
together.
Martians. That's
Yeah,
what it's about.
it's supposed to be about humans and strangers getting together to fight the Martians, try to get away from the Martians, mistakenly try to communicate with them, and then accidentally coming up with the solution.
And they did this in the 2005 Tom Cruise one. Steven Spielberg could have made something with his abilities and what he has done, like with go back to something like Close Encounters and things that were just great movies. And he took the 2005, The War of the Worlds, stunning visual effects. I will not take anything away from that. But he murdered the story. He made it into a family drama. The War of the Worlds is the humans fighting the aliens. Period. End of
And it's supposed
story.
to be a little bit larger than that. It's not supposed to be just nuclear. But not, well, it's still grounded, but it's mostly humans surviving against the aliens who
Yeah.
see them as a resource that they could exploit.
Well, no, they just saw the planet Earth. Book, the novel, they just wanted our planet because
Yeah.
their planet was dying, and they just wanted to wipe us off the planet and take the planet. That
Yes,
is
that's what I meant by the resources, and the fact that they just look at us like we were just microscopic organisms that didn't matter.
in the words of Loki, boot anthill.
War of the Worlds is about square dancing. Calvin Blackburn. What?
Glavin Blackburn did the War of the Worlds with me last week, and he was fantastic. We had a blast together. It was a good time.
Nice. So I'm going to read the previews for next week's stories.
Go ahead. I'm
Next
sorry,
week-
Jill. I didn't mean to
No.
take off of that.
No, don't worry about it. Jedi Master, you're talking about science fiction. Even if it was bad science fiction, it's good. So
Yes,
here's a
okay.
preview for next week's story. Next week on the Twilight Zone, you'll sit in this courtroom and you'll watch what is apparently the standard everyday turning of the wheels of justice. But this is because this is the Twilight Zone. Don't be fooled by the readily apparent. For when the judge enters, the jury rises. The bailiff calls out the case. All of this is the opening salvo to one of our wildest journeys yet. Our program is called Shadow Play, and it's written by Mr. Charles Beaumont. It comes well recommended. Next week, the very considerable talents of Mr. Shelley Berman are utilized to bring you another in our weekly excursions into the neverland of the wild, the woolly and the wondrous. He plays the part of a little man who yearns for the serenity of a world without people. And, as it happens, he gets his wish to walk an uninhabited earth and face the consequences. His story is called The Mind and the Matter. I hope we see you then. And so those are the two episodes we're going to watch next week. Shadow Play and The Mind and the Matter. And so which episode did you like better today? The Rip Van Winkle Caper or the Silence? So there's a poll out there. If you've seen these episodes and or if you want to judge them based on how we reviewed them, let us know which ones you liked best. Let me pop out the chat so I can see the poll because we don't want to forget the poll. I'm going to be closing it in just a few minutes. I'll give you a few more minutes if you haven't voted yet to
I've
get your
already
vote
made my
in.
decision.
We've got 16 votes. I
Mhm.
did too, but I don't get to vote. So I'm going to read a couple of
no.
chats and then I'm going to close the poll. Stop that screen and start this one. Not that, but
Yeah,
this.
Rob Wright says, glad to have watched the episode. Anti-derivative Jill, you do a wonderful job on these episodes. Folks, don't forget to leave a comment and, of course, subscribe to Anti-Derivative Jill. Yeah, and smash that like button, folks, because YouTube's been complicated these days. Those likes are important for the, Yep. She does,
They're even
Rob,
more
right?
important than before. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Rob. She does a great job, Rob, and she's taught me a lot. She's great help on my Monday night Lost in Space streams. She's fantastic.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do a
Oh,
lot
I
of
wouldn't
work.
say it if I didn't mean it. I wouldn't say it
Mm.
if I didn't mean it. You know how blunt I am.
True story. True story. I have seen the other side of that too, so I know what you're talking about. Booger414 says, because it's always a government conspiracy, just sometimes it is the Martian government, and sometimes it is ours. Well, well, basically the Martian government was like, hey, we're our planet it was not giving us what we need anymore. We're gonna take from Earth now.
I could assume Booga's being sarcastic in his comments on that.
Of course,
And,
of course. Unless he did like the new War of the Worlds.
Booger, you're under the spotlight. Tell us what we want to know. Did you like the new War of the Worlds, Booger?
I don't think anybody watched it but you, Jedi Master. I was
I
kidding.
know I'm the one that tortured my eyes for 2 hours. It was painful.
You watched the whole thing.
Pretty
Wow.
much. It was painful.
I gotta say hello to Swift -1 before we leave. Hello, Matt G.
Hey, Swift.
Matt G. I don't know. I should have a Matt G video. The closest thing I have is Let's see if I can find it.
So Rip Van Winkle's getting 59%.
Yeah, that's right. 59% versus 41%.
Oh, wow. I have a different take, but
That's not
fine.
bad. I actually agree with this. I had more fun with the even though it's plot hole ridden, I had more fun
Yeah,
getting
it
into
was
the
funnier.
jewelry
It
case.
had more. It was more
It was
humorous
funnier.
episode.
It had more
Yeah.
style.
All right, can I change my opinion now? Because since you
No.
swayed me, I'm just kidding.
No, I didn't mean to. No, you can keep the silence.
No. I like it where I like the silence because I like Jonathan Harris. I'm being honest.
I knew
But
it.
if I was to choose a more entertaining in totality episode, it's the Rip Van Winkle Caper. Like you said, it's got a more jocularity in it, more reverence. And you said the plot holes only make it a more entertaining type of episode because you can sit there and mystery science theater it literally if you want to because it's that funny
Yes,
in some
exactly.
aspects. So
The
I would
worst,
have to do
even yeah.
in that way. I'd have to split them. Like the Silence had a more serious storyline and had some. I think some of the performances in some cases were really good, and Rip Van Winkle, like I said, it had all the things that made it more entertaining and more drawing you in. So yes, in that case, I agree with you with those numbers.
Greek letters Larson says, wait a minute. 59% plus 41% doesn't equal 100. The poll is rigged. That's true.
Disney
It turns
collusion.
out
Disney.
it turns out that YouTube does not know how to wait a minute. 59% plus 41% does equal 100. What are you talking about? You're usually right, Greek letters, Larson. You were just going based on probability, where it usually doesn't add up to 100, but this time it did.
Well, wait, Putin just emailed me. Wait. Oh, I got to correct the poll, Putin. Yeah, Russian collusion. I'm sorry.
What happened?
Just being Russian collusion.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Because he said it was rigged.
Jocularity. Yes. Last time I heard that was in Korea.
Hey, not all infantrymen in the army are stupid. I'm just joking.
Getting by. You made it to the theater screen. Big screen. Rob Wright's Gen X pop culture. Oh, wow. Way to go, Rob Wright. Booger414 says, somehow I only got XP, which is meaningless anyway, for 2 comments. Let me see. Okay, let's look at the meaningless. Let's look at the meaningless numbers. So the top fans of today are Jedi Master 2022 with 225 XP, and Mad G's got 200 XP, and Gavin Blackburn has 175.
Swift,
And everybody
post
else
2 more
has
times and you'll pass me. Just 2 more posts and you'll pass me, Swift. Do you want to be number 1? Post 2 more times. You'll
I just
jump
don't
me
know what
in
to do with that information.
Yeah.
I gotta do something with it. I just don't know what yet. But I'm gonna close the
Dave,
poll. It's
I
over.
need more information, Dave.
The Rip Van Winkle Caper wins. It's just, I think Dick Cruz is such a fun actor.
Yeah, he is.
That's good.
He really is. Yeah, I'm gonna put you in these boxes and just the other guy that gassed
Made
everybody.
it sound good. He made it sound like a good plan.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. I'm gonna put you in cryostasis.
He didn't think about how the future might be different later.
I would have laughed if he was using blocks like dried ice and started putting them around the bodies and then closing them up in there. Yeah, we're gonna freeze you in dry ice. Dry freeze you. Ten to 7. Glove cleaner. Yeah, Greek letters has been on a roll today. Polyastiakis. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, Greek letters is hilarious every day, Canadian Spider-Man.
Ini Santanasis Vengos Simera. I just said he's like a Greek actor, Thanasis Vengos. He's a comedy actor. When I was over there, I used to listen to watch his movies, and he was pretty funny. And Greek letters Larson cracks jokes like that.
Whoa, what if it is him? Watch your ex. Hello.
If he was Thanasi Vengos, he'd be like, how old?
No, I don't know who
He just
that is.
asked. He was their version of a comedy, like the Naked Gun type movie type actor. Their version of 007, except his name was me then 000 Thuvu, the Mysterios Proctoros, which is Okataskopos. So Greek letters Larson knows what I'm talking about. That actor. He was a funny guy. He's
Wow,
a
Greek letters.
teenager.
You're a teenager. You have the soul of a much older person. So
Also,
way to go,
Chronon, he
being
said,
intelligent.
Milan Ipsemata. He said, I asked him how old he was. He's got to be older than that to remember all this old stuff.
I know.
Unless
That's what I was thinking. I thought he was older. Burger
I think he's
414
just
says
playing with us.
it could be. Could
Korievi.
be.
Korievis. He's playing with us. Yeah, you could say that, Booger. There are no plot holes in the Twilight Zone, if you really want to say that. You could. That's always a possibility. That's why I always say that too in certain cases. Canadian Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Go ahead, Jill. You got that one.
Yeah, Canadian Spider-Man agrees with being a teenager. He says, "Me too. 15 years old with 38 years experience."
I ain't going to go into my age. You already blew it when you showed that thing earlier. That Schoolhouse Rock video. It's traumatized me all day. Knowing how old I really am.
Hey, it's great. But they replayed it a lot. So I saw it too in the middle of my cartoon.
Yeah, but you're not a 60. You're a kid still.
No, I'm not necessarily a kid.
To me, well, you're
But,
young. You guys
younger.
are young in some cases. I'm just saying.
True story.
I
No plot
relate.
holes.
I relate to
Black
the
holes.
old. That's my time, is what I'm saying. When you show that stuff, that was like when I was growing up.
It was brand new for you. You were there when they
Yes.
made it for the first time.
Yes, I remember when they dropped Schoolhouse Rock, Interplanet Janet, and Conjunction Junction, and all those songs. I remember singing them as a little kid. Yes,
Yeah, the
Rob Wright.
preamble. Saturday morning cartoons. I missed those. Well, I'll play it again for Rob Wright then.
As your body grows bigger,
Your mind must flower.
it's great to learn.
'Cause knowledge is power.
And I cut off the rock and roll part at the end because I don't want to get claimed. But it's all good.
I hear you. Oh yeah, they're very naughty YouTube.
Yeah. But I think we did a good job covering these episodes. We've got
excellent. Always.
Yeah, we had fun.
Yep.
And I want to thank you, Jedi Master, for hanging out with me and everybody in the chat.
And I got something to plug.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Sure, why not? Let's go for it.
Alrighty. Since we had scheduling issues, and yesterday I was just burnt out, tired, and did not finish my show prep for my Monday Night Lost in Space episode of Wish Upon a Star. Me and Joe will be resuming our Monday night live show this coming Monday. We're going to start at 8 p.m. instead of 8:15 p.m. And we will be covering Wish Upon a Star. And before you leave, folks, please smash the like button for Jill, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're interested in Lost in Space and classic sci-fi, I would kindly ask you to come over and check me out some Monday night. Check my live show. Subscribe to my channel. I have some fun shorts up there. I delve into some comedic sci-fi and in some comedy on my channel too as well. I don't strictly stay with sci-fi all the time. I will jump into some Monty Python and some old comedies too. And I plan on covering stuff like that in the near future. And every third week of the month, without being too much longer, I cover a classic science fiction movie. We've gone over Spaceballs, the original, and we have done War of the Worlds. And in 3 weeks, we will be doing one of the great ones, and Day the Earth Stood Still after that. So I hope to see you Monday night, 8 o'clock, for Lost in Space, Wish Upon a Star. Thank you very much for having me today, Jill. And it's always a pleasure to work with you on the Twilight Zone. I'm out.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That was great. And this is for Sigvaldison for what he's been saying in the chat about red buttons or big buttons.
So what'll happen? That's just it. We don't know. Maybe something bad. Maybe something good.
Oh, Ren and Stimpy. I love those shows. Oh, I used to love those.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's see if we have any more.
Go back one, please. All infantrymen are stupid. If they're smart, they would have had joined the. Hey, hey! I resemble that. And actually, I was a grunt, but I worked on field artillery. So if I didn't know how to read a sight, and read a compass, and do map reading, I would be shooting rounds on my own guys. So yeah, grunts are smart.
Yeah, of course. And you never know when they could have been. You never know when they could have been in the Navy, but they choose to do the or the Air Force, but they choose to be on the ground for whatever reason.
About the Air Force and the Navy. You know why guys in the Air Force go on the Navy boats? So those guys always have someone to dance with. That's our joke against the Air Force.
Anyways, everybody wants somebody to dance with.
Oh yeah.
I'm right. I get it. Please kindly leave a comment after the stream ends. Yes, if you got anything to add about these episodes or just want to say hi.
Yeah.
Yes. Canadian Spider-Man says bonfire is set to go. I almost lit it last night and turned on the camera, but it was already 10 p.m. It's ready for this afternoon later, though. Great idea, Canadian Spider-Man. I'll see what I can do about being there.
Thank you. I know Canadian. I got one errand. I have to get over to Hobby Lobby because I have some cotton culture business to do. Cotton culture. See, Rob, your name's in my head because I was reading your name earlier. Cotton Council duty Saturday night. Something funny is really going to happen on the show. So I have to finish my preparations for that. I have to make a quick run to Hobby Lobby after this today.
Okay, sounds good. So thanks again for everyone being amazing, making the show better. And I'll see you guys next time. We'll see you next Tuesday with more Twilight Zone. See you on Friday. We're going to play some Super Mario RPG just for fun. And on Saturday night, I'm going to talk about Chain of Command. So it's the Captain Jellicoe show. And I'll see you then. See you next time. Have a great Tuesday.
Bye all.
Learn all that is learnable.
And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
It has always been easier to destroy than to create.
May we together become greater than the sum of both of us.
Well, now you have something new to think about. Carry on.
All right, move along. Done. Stop it. Get off of the things. Go outside. Get some food. It's like, it's a time of day where you live. Go do something. Shut up, Snoopy. I don't care. You smoke too much. Let's go. Let's go adventure. Let's go explore.
See you later, alligator.